Okay everyone, we're back. I've got my what if data table here, and now what I want to do from that is I want to make a chart. I want to map those rent rates, that charge per square feet, against the net income or loss. So I have, for the independent variable along the bottom, I have the rent rates here, and I have the net income or loss along this axis here, and they're in this column here. So that's how I'm going to create the chart. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my starter version, and I'm going to highlight all of this, including profit or loss. You never know, you might get a title out of that if you select that with your data. And then I'm going to create a chart, and if you remember, you go to the insert ribbon, and under charts I'm going to choose a scatter plot. Particular one that I want is just a bunch of dots. Click on that. There you've got yourself a chart. And well, I was trying to move it there, it didn't seem to move. Okay, there we go. Now notice that we have a title here. That's nice. We also have a legend which says the same thing. It's kind of redundant, so I'll just delete it. Hit the delete key and it's gone. Alright, now here we have our rent rates along here. Notice how far to the right it is because it starts at 0, and the vertical axis looks pretty much okay from -6,000 to +6,000. Okay, I want to change this thing around a little bit. We already have a title. If it wasn't there, you know, you could, as long as the chart is selected, you go to Chart Tools, and you can put a chart title by clicking that button. If you can't, if it's not there already. Okay. The next thing we want to do is add a trend line. What's a trend line? Well, it's a line that's as close to the points as it can be. That is the definition of a linear trend line. So just to show you what it looks like, I'll go over here to trend line under layout chart tools, click that, and there's the trend line. That's a straight line that goes through all these points and is as close to all those points as possible. Now these points obviously are falling on a straight line, but a linear trend line would work with all kinds of data where it's all scattered around. It'll draw a line that's as close to those as possible. Okay, now next thing we know we have to do, by looking at my little directions here, the x-axis label should be below the chart. Alright, so with the chart selected, I'll go to this axes category. Now the thing I want to mess with is the horizontal axis. I'm going to go down here to more primary horizontal axis options. Now there's a bunch of things I can take care of right now with this. The x-axis label should be below the chart, so here where it says axis labels, instead of next to axis, hit low. Okay, poof, they're below the chart. Okay, next thing it says is the x-axis, the 0 line, should be thicker. Alright, so I'm going to go to line style for that, for under format axis, and here for the width, instead of 0.75, I'm going to type in a 3. There you go, got a nice big thick line there. What's the next direction? Line should use the entire width of the chart by changing the scale of the x-axis. Okay, here I'll go back to where I was before under axis options, and here minimum and maximum for the x-axis are set to auto. So apparently for this chart it automatically set the bottom value to 0 and the high value to 1.6. But we know what those values are, so we're going to set these both to fixed. What's our lowest value for rent rate? It was 0.95, and our highest value was 1.5, I believe, from the table. Let me check that out. Yeah, 1.5 is down there on the bottom of this table here. So now they're fixed at those values. Click on close, and there we go. We have a chart that pretty much looks like the chart that was required here at the finish. Okay, that's some little fine tuning that you can do to a scatter plot. There's all kinds of different things you can do to all of these axes. You can put axes titles. If you recall, you can put a title here that says profit or loss here. You can also put a title under the x-axis, say rent rates or something like that. And part of the assignment on E5 is to do some original things to your chart that is not mentioned in the directions. They just want you to do something original, something that you haven't done before, preferably. Okay, that's how you make a scatter plot. Good luck, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.